Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning, ma'am. Did you read that portion? Ego defense mechanisms. I'll give you 5 minutes to just quickly read up. If you have not prepared questions, please prepare now itself. You can take 5 or 6 minutes.
Ma'am,
Yes.
only ego defense mechanism.
Yes. Only that portion. Ego defense mechanisms. Done? Okay, we'll read and then discuss the questions. And this is a very important portion. If it's not thorough, please read it again and study. Okay. Ego defense mechanisms are very common in question papers. In any question paper, not only 12th grade, in most of the competitive exams also, it's very common. So please study that. Okay, ego defense mechanisms, page number 35. According to Freud, much of human behavior reflects an attempt to deal with or escape from anxiety. Please underline that sentence. Most of our behaviors are to deal with our anxiety or to escape from the anxiety that arises because of these intrapsychic conflicts and so on. Okay, then thus how the ego deals with anxiety largely determines how people behave, and it's our ego's role to deal with this anxiety. That is, on one side we have the which structure of personality on one side? Id, and the other side we have the superego, and ego is the mediator. So obviously ego has to deal with the tension between the two. Okay, so the anxiety is dealt with by the ego. That's why we call it ego defense mechanisms. It's a defense mechanism used by ego. And generally, that is why in most of the theories or in most of the concepts, ego is referred to as a self. Okay. Yes. When we learned human development, we learned about egocentrism, right? It is self-focus. It is again referring to the same thing. Related factors, ego and self. Okay. So Freud believed that people avoid anxiety mainly by developing defense mechanisms that try to defend the ego against the awareness of the instinctual needs. And where does the instinctual needs comes from? Instinctual needs. Which one has death instinct and life instinct? Hmm? Death instinct and life instinct. It is the one because it has all the wishes and desires all the time. Okay, superego is the superego follows the morality principle, isn't it? The do's and don'ts. So death instinct and life instinct comes mainly under id, first part. Okay, so I'll read that again. Freud believed that people avoid anxiety mainly by developing defense mechanisms that try to defend the ego against the awareness of the instinctual needs. Thus, defense mechanism is a way of reducing anxiety by distorting reality. Underline. So here, distortion of reality is for a useful purpose. Okay. And in dissociation disorders and all, when we studied, I think chapter 5 or so, we learned again there also there is distortion of reality. That becomes a disorder in the person. Okay, but here ego defense mechanism is trying to protect the person or protect the self or ego from the intrapsychic conflicts, from tensions, from the anxiety that is built inside them. Okay, all right. Although some defense against anxiety is normal and adaptive, people who use these mechanisms to such an extent that reality is truly distorted develop various forms of maladjustment, which means defense mechanisms also they are good to an extent, but if they use excessively, then that is also a problem. Okay, like emotional suppression, emotional repression, all these might lead to some other disorders. For example, phobia, the repressed feelings, the repressed emotions, the repressed fears that you have, that might lead to a disorder called phobia later on in life. Okay, so it is said that ego defense mechanisms are good, but only to an extent. After that, it leads to maladjustment in the person, which means they have, abnormalities and other disorders, psychological basically. Okay, so let's see the defense mechanisms one by one. I think repression, projection, denial, reaction formation, and rationalization are given here. Okay. So Freud has described many different kinds of defense mechanisms. The most important is repression. And the most, I think the simplest one is repression, in which anxiety provoking behaviors or thoughts are totally dismissed by the unconscious. And the difference between repression and suppression is generally considered as conscious. We consciously suppress, like when two individuals are fighting, or when two individuals are arguing, person A and person B. Person B is feeling very much irritated and he or she wants to shout out loud to the next person, person A, to person A. But this person is suppressing the emotions to reduce the conflict between them, or to, close the case there itself. So they are suppressing. So that is conscious, more or less conscious. Suppressions are most probably conscious, but repression is an unconscious mechanism. Okay, and most of the ego defense mechanisms are said to be unconscious by Sigmund Freud. That's what Sigmund Freud said. And again, the highlight of his theory is unconscious mechanisms, unconscious motives, unconscious desires, then unconscious wants, needs, and everything that is present inside the unconsciousness part, which we studied already. Okay, so repression. The most important is repression, in which anxiety provoking behaviors or thoughts are totally dismissed by the unconscious. So these thoughts, behaviors, actions, feelings, emotions, everything are prevented from becoming conscious by the unconscious itself. Okay, so there is a part in our mind, that is the deepest part which we cannot see or which we cannot access. There we have all these repressed memories, thoughts, and all. But when these thoughts try to escape from the unconscious and reach the conscious level, or the preconscious, subconscious level, the factors or the forces from the unconsciousness pulls them back. That is why it remained repressed there itself. Okay, let's consider there is some, giant animal inside the deep sea. And if one person or another creature is trying to escape to the surface of water, this creature is pulling it back to the deep sea level itself. It's like that. Okay, repression. Then, when people repress a feeling or desire, they become totally unaware of that wish or desire. Okay, that is, they are not aware of the desire or wish, but they have it in them. That's the thing. Thus, when a person says, I do not know why I did that, some repressed feeling or desire is expressing itself. And have you heard of slip of tongue phenomenon? Slip of tongue? Yes, it is said that there is the same thing is referred to as Freudian slip of tongue, a Freudian slip. And according to what Freud said, the thing that comes automatically out of our mouth, that is something that is present inside our unconscious mind. Like if we call a bad word to somebody very close to us, then according to Freud's explanation, we have such a feeling towards them. Maybe we have a repressed unconscious thought or feeling towards them inside our unconscious mind. Okay, that's what he explained, the Freudian slips and all. Okay, and again, you correct yourself after the Freudian, after the slip of tongue, isn't it? No, that's not what I meant. I don't know why I said that. That automatically came to my mouth. We usually say that, isn't it? Yeah. So that is again one explanation of repression. Then next one. Other major defense mechanisms are projection, denial, reaction formation, and rationalization. First one, in projection, people attribute their own traits to others. Thus, a person who has strong aggressive tendencies may see other people as acting in an excessively aggressive way towards her or him. Next one, in denial, a person totally refuses to accept reality. Thus, someone suffering from HIV or AIDS may altogether deny her or his illness. So projection means again it's like the function of a projector. Whatever is in ourself, we project it to somebody else. Okay, and in projective techniques to understand personality, we use this defense mechanism actually to the main characters, to the main stimulus in the stimulus cards and all. We assume that they have the properties which we actually have it in our unconscious mind. Okay, then yeah, denial again, it's a very easy one in most of the films, not most of the films, in psychological thrillers and all we have seen denial. Okay, denial means they refuse to accept the reality. They deny the actual facts that are happening around them. That is denial. And again, this is not done by conscious effort. Okay, some consciousness might be involved, but it is mainly unconscious in nature. Most of the ego defense mechanisms are unconscious in nature. Then, in reaction formation, that is the next one. A person defends against anxiety by adopting behaviors opposite to her or his true feelings. That is just the opposite, reaction. Reaction formation means it's just the opposite of what we feel. We do just exactly the opposite of what we feel. Then, a person with strong sexual urges who channels her or his energy into religious fervor presents a classical example of reaction formation. Then, in rationalization, a person tries to make unreasonable feelings or behaviors seem reasonable and acceptable. Rationalization means, what do you mean by rational? Rational and irrational. Not in mathematics, but still, we have heard of that terms, isn't it? Rational, irrational. If I say that Rome was built in a day, is it rational or irrational?
Irrational.
Irrational, because it's not according to any logic, isn't it? And if we reason something, if we try to critically think from different perspectives and come to a conclusion based on logic or logical thoughts, then that is what we call rational thinking. Okay, based on reasons and logic. That is rational thinking. So rationalization means basically giving reasons for our behaviors, finding adequate reasons for our behaviors. It might be a bad behavior, it might be a good behavior. Usually for negative behaviors, we find, or for negative feelings, we find certain meanings and certain reasons. Logically, we'll find it out and then we assign that. That is rationalization. So in rationalization, a person tries to make unreasonable feelings or behavior seem reasonable and acceptable. So it might be unreasonable, But finally, we find certain reasons and thoughts and logic according to this topic or theme. Then we try to make them reasonable. Okay, that's what we do in rationalization. For example, when a student buys a set of new pens after doing poorly in an examination, he or she may try to rationalize her or his behavior by asserting, I'll do much better with these pens. Okay, that's common. People who use defense mechanisms are often unaware of doing so. Underline that. Each defense mechanism is a way for the ego to deal with the uncomfortable feelings produced by anxiety. However, Freud's ideas about the role of defense mechanisms have been questioned. For example, his claim that projection reduces anxiety and stress has not found support in several studies. That is a problem with most of the concepts given by Sigmund Freud. There is no proper evidence for it. And there is no scientific method followed for finding out these concepts. Okay. Scientific evidences are very much lacking in Freud's concepts, all the concepts. That is a major disadvantage of psychodynamic theories and psychoanalysis as such. Okay, so that's about ego defense mechanism. Any doubt in this topic? No. Okay, now questions. I'll discuss a few and then we can ask. I don't know if you remember, I told you about phobia, right? Yeah, development of phobia is an example of which ego defense mechanism?
Repression.
Repression can be repression. For example, a child who has been bit by a dog or maybe any other animal in childhood. Okay, in early childhood, the child was bit by a dog or any other animal, and finally, when they become an adolescent or an adult, they have a phobia towards these animals. And even if they try to analyze their situation, or even if they are taken to their parents or teachers to analyze the situation, why are they having such a phobia? Then obviously they won't be able to find it out unless psychoanalysis and all such methods and therapeutic techniques are done. Because they are repressed in them. They themselves don't know why they are fearful or phobic towards these animals or the dog. Okay, they have repressed because of their past experiences or childhood experiences. They have these repressed feelings, repressed fear inside them. That fear is still present inside the unconscious mind, but it is manipulated in their behavior. It is shown in their behavior. Okay, that is repression. Then consider a husband and wife. Because of a particular disease, this wife passed away. Okay, but this husband is not willing to accept it. So early morning, he wakes up, makes 2 cups of tea. He goes and places this cup of tea near the bed where they used to sleep. It was a bed tea, and then he uses the day. He does all the daily chores as usual. Which defense mechanism is that person using?
Denial.
Denial. Okay, refuses to accept the reality, and that is also not done consciously. Haven't you seen in movies after the death of a loved one, usually they behave as if they are around, like ironing their clothes, then washing plates for them to eat, placing the plates on the table, I mean serving for them. Then what else? Yeah, similar things like that. That is again denial. Okay. Then again, one more thing is there. I think we discussed this when we talked about defense mechanisms earlier. In the movie Priest, that is also denial. I am not going to suicide. I'm not at all going to suicide. One person says that and again does the same. It is again denial. Okay, so that person might have had inner thoughts and feelings that they might suicide, or they might have lost the interest in life, or they are feeling hopeless in life. That is again a part of their unconscious mind. They did not want to accept that in reality. That is again denial. Okay, then that's it. The rest we'll discuss later. Okay, questions? Grishma?
People who use ego defense mechanisms to such an extent that reality is truly distorted develop various forms of that.
Sorry?
People who use ego defense mechanisms to such an extent that reality is truly distorted develop various forms of dash.
Maladjustment.
Okay. Yes, Mehak has asked it out. Isn't that reaction formation? So use that example. When the person actually does it, we can say reaction formation is also involved. But I was talking about the dialogue that lady said. I mean, she says that she won't suicide. There is no chance that I will suicide. Okay, that is denial. Okay, and finally, this person suicides, but that is also because of these suggestions from the therapist. Okay, the therapist drugs the patient, and then, I mean, this lady, and finally increases the suggestibility, gives the suggestion, and then only that person suicides. That's what happens in the film. Okay, all right. Yes, next question, Sneha.
A person who feels sad or disappointed after a relationship breakup and consider it as not logical or not acceptable to feel that way, they may publicly act as happy or not concerned about it. What defense mechanism is expressed here? Options: reaction formation, denial, projection, all of this above. Should I repeat the question?
Repeat.
A person who feels sad or disappointed after a relationship breakup and consider it as not logical or not acceptable to feel this way, they may act publicly happy or not concerned about it. What defense mechanism is expressed here?
Reaction formation.
Yeah, it can be reaction formation, and at times this happens consciously also. Because we can feel that we are very much sad, and then we try to hide it from others. That is conscious experience, that we are suppressing our emotions. Okay, but this can happen unconsciously also. That is, from next moment onwards, we might think, why are we not feeling sad? Like it was a 10-year-old or 5-year-old, 6-year-old relationship, and these two individuals were very much involved in this relationship. They were very much sincere, very much devoted to each other, and very responsible in the relationship. And finally, when they break up, if one person does not have any hard feelings for it, and then we start thinking, why am I not angry, or why am I not sad because of this? Again, it is reaction formation. Can be reaction formation. Okay, then. Amal, question.
Dash is a way in which way of reducing anxiety by distorting reality.
Answer. Say.
Defense mechanism.
Defense mechanism. Easy answers you won't say. Everybody is silent. Okay, Meghna.
In Dash,
ego defense mechanism. A person totally refuses to accept reality.
Denial.
Okay. Ashish, next one.
Which level of consciousness help in theft?
Louder, louder.
Which level of consciousness is help in theft?
Which layer of consciousness is
Help in theft.
helping id?
Helping theft. Robbery.
Helping theft.
Uh,
Which one? Options?
ego, superego, ego defense.
Id, ego, superego, and ego defense mechanisms. Id, ego, superego are structure of personality, not levels of consciousness. Okay. Any guess, answers? Anyone?
It.
Is they id?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That is again instinctual needs. Okay. That is structure of personality. Don't forget that. Okay. Id, ego, superego, structure of personality. Levels of consciousness is 3 levels: conscious, pre-conscious, and unconscious. That iceberg thing. Okay, fine. Next question. Mehak. Mehak is here or not? No. Sana.
In dash, people attribute their
Louder, louder here. We cannot hear.
in dash people
Please switch on
attribute
your videos.
their own traits to others.
What is it? Please be a bit louder.
In dash, people attribute their own traits to others.
In dash, people attribute their own traits to others. Options.
Projection, denial, reaction formation, rationalization.
Okay. What is the correct answer? Yes,
Projection.
projection. And always remember, this is the basis of the projective techniques that we are going to study. Going to revise the next set. Okay, projective techniques. Can you give me an example for projective technique? Igna,
Rorschach's blot test.
say. What is it?
Rorschach's blot test.
Rorschach's blot test. Other than that, Raina? Projective techniques. Just after Rorschach's blot test, we learned one, isn't it? Filling the sentences was there. One type of
Draw a
study
person.
was there.
Draw a person.
Draw a person is there. Okay. Any other example, Meghna?
Semantic appreciation test.
Hmm?
TAT.
TAT. I was expecting TAT. You said the full form. Thematic perception test. Very good. Okay. So all these tests, they have this basis, projective techniques. They are called projective techniques because of this ego defense mechanism that we use. If this ego defense mechanism was not found out, then we actually won't have all these projective techniques. Okay. You didn't have to study this if this ego defense mechanism is not found out. All right. So that's about projection. And let me ask one question, then we'll discuss the rest of the questions. In some movies, we have seen the hero will be having positive feelings towards the heroine. There is attraction towards the heroine. But in the beginning, initially, they'll be fighting all the time. Like this hero will be showing negative behaviors towards the heroine as if he is not interested. The behaviors will be totally negative towards the heroine. But inside they have these attraction, these feelings for them. Okay. So what would be the ego defense mechanism used here by the hero? Think and answer. Should I give options?
Reaction formation.
Somebody
React-
said this. Reaction formation. How many of you think it's reaction formation? Only Aishwarya? Mehak thinks so. Mehak gave the answer. Meghna. Ashish, what do you think? Same?
Yes, I'm not sure. So
You're also for reaction formation. Amal also. Same. Okay, yeah, that's the correct one. Reaction formation. And why is it reaction formation?
Because the actor is acting in the opposite way than
Yeah.
what he feels.
Yes. So if you have emotions, if you have thoughts and feelings in a particular way, and you behave in just the opposite way, then that is called reaction formation. And again, remember, this is not consciously done. Okay. So that is reaction formation. Okay. I think Mehak has a question here. Yeah, in the chat box, he has put a question. I'll read it out. As teenagers, we tend to move away from our parents, not ready to open up and show affection. Is it a possible example of reaction formation? Is that a question to me or the general audience? That can be, but that is more related to the human developmental theories that we learned. Like in psychosocial and psychosexual stages of development, we learned autonomy and all, isn't it? Then in Erickson's theory also we learned they are trying to find independence from the rest of the factors. They're trying to, especially in adolescent stage, we are trying to move away from the all the dependent factors that we had, and then we are trying to create a life of our own. We're trying to do things on our own. That is mostly related to that. Okay. We cannot exactly apply ego defense mechanism. Ego defense mechanism arises because of the anxiety. I told you it's because of intrapsychic conflicts, the anxiety, and to solve this anxiety, we have these ego defenses. Okay. So next question, Sneha.
People who use different mechanism are unaware of what they do or what they're doing. True or false?
True or false?
Should I repeat the question?
Yeah, repeat.
People who use different mechanism are unaware of what they do or what they're doing.
True.
True. They are not consciously aware. Okay. And from where does this ego defense mechanism stem from?
Unconscious mind.
Unconsciousness. Okay. There are 3 levels of consciousness, and from the unconsciousness, this pulling back thing or pulling back force is coming. That is ego defense mechanism. And although this is a protective layer, as I told in the initial portion, although this is a protective layer against anxiety, if it is done too much, obviously, it will cause maladjustment, it will cause other psychological problems and disorders. Okay, remember that. All right. Then, yeah. Next question, Aishwarya.
Which structure of personality is mostly seen in repression?
Mostly seen in
Repression.
repression. Which structure of personality is mostly seen in repression? Options?
Ego, superego, all of the above.
Id, ego, superego, all of the above. Tricky question. This is the first time today that you're thinking too much.
The ego.
But I think it's it. Ma'am, what will be the answer? Is it ego or it?
Actually, three are involved, isn't it? But
Yes.
ego is the one who mediates between the id and superego. And don't worry, such a question won't come. It's a question stemmed from her mind. I like a doubt. Don't worry about that. Okay. And it is the one who gives all these impulses, the instincts that we talked about initially. That there is all the undesirable needs, wants, and according to Sigmund Freud, it was all sexual in nature. Okay, so repression, the process is carried out by the ego, obviously, because it is an ego defense mechanisms, and all the wants and needs will be given by the id. That is the concept. Okay. Now we can have one more question and then we can wind up. Diana.
Ankita didn't get an admission in a college of her choice.
Hmm.
Then she told her friends that she never wanted to go to that college.
Hmm.
She is using which defense mechanism?
Did you make the question?
Eh,
Yes. Okay, very good. No, I'm trying to appreciate. It's a practical application. Can you repeat the question once more?
Ankita didn't get an admission in a college in a choice.
Hmm.
She told her friends that she never wanted to go there.
Hmm.
She is using which defense mechanism? Option A, repression. Option B, projection. Option C, reaction formation. Option D, denial.
What's the answer? Fast, we have to wind up.
Reaction formation.
It might be reaction formation. In some cases, it can be denial also. If we don't get admission, we say, no, I never wanted to go to that college. I hated that college always. Okay. So behaviors are mostly related to reaction formation, behaving the exact opposite way. Okay. Just remember the difference. All right. I'll give you the next set of portions in the group. I'll personally send it to you. So thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.